This is the Tallahassee Business Podcast, bringing you engaging conversations with influential members of the community that you need to know. This episode is brought to you by The Health Network. The Health Network is an innovative advertising platform with more than 30 digital monitors and almost a dozen different medical waiting rooms throughout Tallahassee. With a diverse mix of medical practices, The Health Network provides advertisers unmatched visibility to a highly engaged audience while directly connecting with target consumers through static and video ads. To learn how your business can effectively reach over 60,000 patients and guests per month, visit thnadvertising.com.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you can hear it in my voice, the excitement, the fact that I'm sitting here with Darryl Jones, the Deputy Director for the MWSBE Enterprise Office at the Office of Economic Vitality. Darryl, It's great to see you, friend.
It is so great to be here with the Greater Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce, a place where my economic development career and training started in a whole lot of ways because of the collaborations and I must say your particular and personal interest in my my social and professional maturation. So thank you for having me here, Ms. Sudik.
You're welcome, Darryl. You did it. You've done it. The last 20 years has been on you. So thanks for all your great work. We're excited. We have a lot to cover in a short period of time. It is October, and we, of course, are going to talk about MedWeek.
Yeah.
But before we do that, briefly, give a little bit of an overview of your office and what you do in your office, because we want our listeners to know that we will touch on something that many areas that are of interest, but if they want more information afterwards, they need to be able to find you. So frame it for us.
Well, I'm happy to be here and to talk about the Office of Economic Vitality. I'm its Deputy Director for Minority Women and Small Business Enterprise. And what that means is that it's my job to do everything I can to create the best environment for minority and women-owned businesses to engage with our local government, both the city, the county, as well as our local sales tax authority, the Blueprint Intergovernmental Agency. And by doing so, help our businesses through capacity building, resource identification, help our businesses to be their best selves as they secure procurement opportunities through those governments. And so either as subcontractors or even as primes, we want our businesses, our local businesses, to know that our minority and women-owned and small businesses are an important economic driver in our community, because when they take advantage of these procurements, they're able to subsequently create more jobs in our local economy, and that's vitally important.
Well, and I think some businesses are aware of this due to your great work and hard work, but some businesses may say, well, how do I qualify, or how can I learn more about qualifying?
Well, what we do is we invite everybody to come by our website. It is oevforbusiness.org. Come by oevforbusiness.org. Click the link that brings you to economic inclusion, and there you will find the links that help you to certify. We also provide technical assistance in certifying, because we know that is vitally important. But once you certify and qualify, that then puts you in a database that makes you aware of potential procurements coming from the city, the county, and also the sales tax authority, the Blueprint. So there are a number of projects that are underway or that will be coming in the very near future where we want our businesses to be prepared for, and we want you to go by our website and get certified.
Well, we'll touch base on a couple of those projects towards the end, but let's talk about MedWeek, October 17th to 21st. So what is MedWeek and who should attend?
Well, MedWeek is that time is designated by the United States Department of Commerce that designates a week for activities that amplify the importance of minority and women-owned businesses in our local economies and at the national level as well. Here in our community, we have been doing that now for 30 years. This year, we celebrate our 30th annual MedWeek observance. And a part of that observance is, of course, an opening reception and a gala where we honor this year's MedWeek winners. But I think the most important part is through our partners, like the Office of Supplier Diversity, that has a matchmaking activity where smaller businesses can interact with primes as well as state agencies on finding out how they can best take advantage of state contracts that are coming out. Then we also have workshops on, like the one that the local Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce is sponsoring that helps our businesses with Brian Wyatt to learn more about how they amplify and tell their story and talk about their services. Then we also have workshops on bid estimating so that persons are best primed and qualified to submit the best bid possible, most competitive bid possible, so that they can take advantage of the procurement opportunities, both public in the public sector as well as the private sector. So there's just a whole lot to learn in Midweek, and we take that time to put a greater emphasis on them because we know that they are a principal part of job creation in our community.
Well, Darryl, you all would be honoring 3 different categories at this year's Med Week. So maybe go ahead and announce who that's going to be.
We're really delighted this year to have this special opportunity to acknowledge some major business owners as well as advocates for this year's 30th annual Midweek observance. We have Colette Washington with Florida Health Science Consulting as our WBE of the year. Then as our MBE of the year, we have I'm a fan favorite of this guy, Jay Morrell with Early's Kitchen. And this is going to give us a chance to talk about the expansions that he's doing with his business. He's going to improve his footprint at his local restaurant. And then at the same time, he's going to be starting a brand new entrepreneurial venture on Southside Tallahassee. So we get a chance to talk about him and his great work. And then for our Reggie Roll winner, we have gone back and recognized an extraordinary lady in our community. And that's Anita Favors, our former city manager, who, when we first started the observances of Med Week and the Reggie Roll winner, she was a principal part of that discussion and activity. And to recognize what we know has been her enormous impact in our community through governance and her administration as our city manager, and what she continues to do as a champion for small businesses in our local economy. So this is going to be a really fabulous affair. We're going to be going to having our opening reception at the brand new FSU Student Union in its grand ballroom, thanks to our partners at FSU and their procurement office. And then our gala will be at the Turnbull Center, and this time it'll be a gala. Ordinarily, we have a luncheon, as you know, because you're one of our sponsors every year. But this year, we thought for 30 years, we dress up, put on our good clothes. I'm going to put on my penguin suit, and we're going to go out there and we're going to have a great time. I get a chance to dance with Sue, so I'm looking forward to it.
You know, you're doing so much, Darryl. As we wrap up here, there's so much opportunities, not only through your office, but within the community. And maybe making sure our listeners, if they haven't felt like there's enough opportunities out there, what are your final comments to make sure people...
My final comments will be, Sue, that I think it is important that businesses are members of our local chambers. The reason that is so critically important is that our chambers are an important resource to our businesses because they keep information before them. There are so many resources and so many capacity building activities that are done by the chambers, by my office. We're here in the shadow of 2 major research institutions. Those research institutions also have a great deal of information. TCC has a great deal of information. And so what we want to do is help people to remain plugged into this information so they can identify the resources that can help them to build capacity and hire more people in our local economy. That's what it's all about. If we're going to move from rhetoric to work, as we talk about providing the solution to the 32304 crisis, the crisis of us being the most economically segregated community, it is by creating more jobs. And we know, chamber folks, OEB, we know that small businesses are the best economic engine for job creation in our community. So when we talk about these upcoming projects like the police station, the new firehouse, the new senior center, that's just to name a few. The Tallahassee Housing Authority and its $65 million project. When we talk about all of these blueprint infrastructure projects to the tune of a $200 million bond, those prime contractors are looking for minority, women, and local small businesses to get the job done. But if you want to grow, you got to take advantage of the resources that the chambers point you to, like the FAMU Small Business Development Center, Career Source. Can I just tell this quick story? And this is what I want to help people to understand why our office is so important and why the chambers are so important. Did you know that if you have a small business, do you know that you can qualify for grants through the local career source office that will pay your employees for up to 6 months? So imagine if you're a local minority and women-owned business and you submit a bid for the police station. If you work in cooperation with Career Source, they can provide you with the staffing that you need, and they'll pay for it for you. Then you can take advantage of the microloan programs that this chamber and other chambers have advocated for and secure the financing you need for that to supplement and to undergird that bid that you've provided through the Florida A&M University Credit Union. So these resources abound. And then if you need some extra help or submitting the best bid possible, guess what? Go by the FAMU Small Business Development Center, and they have staff persons who are ready and willing to help you prepare the best and most competitive bid possible. So the resources are in our community. It's our job, the Office of Economic Vitality and the Chambers of Commerce, to make certain that our businesses are plugged in and are linked to those worthwhile organizations that are created to sustain our local business and our local business economy.
Darryl, what a great roadmap for our listeners to understand. And if there's any questions, what's your email address?
They can always contact me at djones@oevforbusiness.org. And please, again, visit our website, oevforbusiness.org. We stand at the ready to help you. I've just started a new resource on our page where they can have direct conversations with me. We call them capacity conversations. They can go ahead and get scheduled there, and we can have those conversations, those important conversations where we help you to provide that roadmap to expanding your business.
Well, Darryl, thanks for your important and hard work. We love working with you and the entire office.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
And thank you for having us. And again, kudos to the Chamber for all the great work you do in helping to fortify our business community.
Thank you, Darryl.